Go. Well, welcome back, I guess. I've decided this bench seat's not going to work. Let's try something else. Where am I going to put this? Much as I like that bench seat, and it did fit side to side, it's just not going to work in this 81 CJ-5. Problem is, I won't be able to shift into 4 high because it hits the bench seat. I could cut the shifter and bend it forward, but that seems a little impractical. Also, as deep as that seat was, I couldn't slide it forward or backwards, so it would fit one size person. Luckily that was me, but it would only fit one size person. Searching around online, I found a set of used buckets out of a SAAB, and that's what I think I'm gonna try to put in. So the passenger seat is gonna be pretty straightforward. It's gonna go back onto the factory base. The only thing I need to do is I need to get some 1x1 or 1x2 metal and just run some cross bracing because the base is about 3 inches narrower than the actual seat. I don't have the metal, can't do that today, but the test fit is pretty good. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna mess with the power seat on the driver's side, which is gonna be harder and easier at the same time. These are the factory seat bases for the driver's side. This one is shorter because it goes on the trans tunnel, and this one is taller, obviously, because that one is shorter. This one has to be taller. Make sure you get these in the right order. The tall one goes towards the outside of the vehicle. I had to widen these holes out just a little bit with a drill bit to get them to drop into the factory slider sort of detents, one on each side. And then on the front, where it's gonna go and get welded directly onto basically the bottom side of this factory bracket. So we've got a lot of cleaning to do first, and then a little bit of welding, and we'll have some seats in. This one will fit on the driver's side. It's just currently touching the grill. That happens. All right, I've got one side prepped and ready to weld. Normally I wouldn't care this much, but there's a lot of electronics in that seat, and I don't want to burn them or mess them up. Honestly, don't get any welding tips from me. I sort of am self-teaching as I go, and I'm not that great. So if you take this as a do it or don't do it, that's up to you. I'm just letting you know, I don't know what I'm doing. And there you go. That's my not great welds that will hold. Could be worse, I guess, but probably not by much. I've got one more side to do, and then we'll try to put this seat in. There we go. Got a couple seat bases welded on there and painted up. These should work out pretty nice. Hopefully I put these on in the right direction. I really should double check that first. And we're about to find out. There we go. Huh. Seems a bit close to the steering wheel. Yeah. Well, how tall does it need to be? Currently, from the floor, this seat base is at 20 inches. And passenger side is 17. So it needs to be at least 3 inches lower, minimum. Okie dokie. Well, it's gonna be interesting at least. Now I gotta lift it back out. That looks close enough. Now we gotta get this other side. I think if I cut this one down just a hair, it'll be good. Let's see. This one is now 5. This one is 6. So I'm gonna take an inch off this back one. 1.5 inches, maybe. We'll make it right there. Take that off. And where are we at here? 4.5. And take it off there. It needs to be that height. Okay, welcome back to day 2 of my easy 2 to 3 hour job. Yeah. Yesterday I cut those down to a shorter height because they were too tall to begin with. Better, but not great. We're gonna take the fronts and we're gonna cut the fronts down another 1.5 inches, which is gonna get tricky because there's only about 1.5 inches left of that. So this may end up being across here, and the bolt will have to come up from the bottom with a nut, and then this one is easy. That one will come down to about here and just go straight across there. Then we can put it back in, and the only thing left will be some wiring. But I said that yesterday, so here we go. It's cut number 2. Hopefully these adjustments are going to be just the right height for this thing. Fingers crossed. I only cut the front down so the back should be the same height, so that really, if this is not an issue, this shouldn't be an issue. I would complain about how heavy these seats are, but I don't think you want to hear my sob story. Oh, yeah, I forgot to cut that uber dangerous sharp edge off. Let me do that. That looks better to me. Now everything's hot, though. Yeah. That's closer. Get a Jeep, they said. They're easy to work on, they said. Yep. Okay, I need to hammer that part of the transmission tunnel, or massage it into place, and then we should be good. Commence massaging. Oh yeah. It's fine. That's for drainage in case you go through water. That's good. That's it right there. Whew. I think the seat's finally in the right place. Plenty of room underneath it, at least for me. And it will go backwards and forwards. And we've even got room to throw some bolts in there if we really have to, which apparently by state law we do. Yeah, a little bit of rusty washers and a grade 5 bolt. We should be all set with this first one. Yeah, that should be perfect. Got the wiring done now. All I did was go right down here, run this wiring up over the fuse panel, tagged into an accessory fuse somewhat poorly, grounded it right back here, grounded it right here, and now we're gonna see if the seat works. By all means it should, so let's check it out. Backrest, yes. All right. One of the other reasons I chose this seat, other than it looks really cool, is it's got storage back here. And almost just as importantly, there's storage right here, probably for my cell phone when I'm driving, because there's no other storage in this thing. That is driver's seat done. It's once again drivable because it has a driver's seat. Passenger seat is going to be next time. I've got to get some metal for that so we can do the cross bracing underneath it. I'm going to go out and drive this since the weather's nice. You go out and drive your car if your weather's nice, and if it's not nice, well, I hope you have good wipers, and I hope to see you next time.